like we have to restruct the object. The GS, the object is basically the field and the value. So if we want to like restructure, like we want to restructure, like the destruction is like we want to extract the values from that object, like field, using the field. We can restructure all the using the curly bracket. We can restructure.
Okay. So, like, what is the difference between spread and rest operator?
So, like spread, if you want to spread one object to the another object in an array, at the time we can use the spread operator. Both are denoted using the three dots. Like if you want to copy object and variable using, we can also use the spread operator. And if you want to use like the rest operator, if you pass the multiple arguments in a function, then we can access through use in the argument using the rest operator.
Okay.
In array, yeah.
Okay. So what is closure in JavaScript?
Sorry?
What is closure in JavaScript?
Closure. So actually what happened? If there are two functions, one the parent and the another one is the child function of a function. So the child function, what happened? It can access the variable and methods of its parent function. So this is because of the closure. It can access both the variables and function.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the advantage of closure?
So like advantage, like if you want to make private, at that time we can use the closure.
What you want to do? I didn't get the last point.
Because if you want to make like you want to hide a object from the like you want to make a object like variable private, at that time we can use. Okay. This is very useful for them.
Okay. Do you know what is event bubbling and event capturing?
So in the event bubbling, like the event actually propagate from the child to its parent, and it is the opposite, like the event will propagate from parent to child. It is event capturing.
Okay. So can you tell me difference between local storage and session storage and cookies?
So exactly what like local storage for the, it is basically used for like if you want to store data, at that time we can use the local storage, session storage, and cookies. Like if you want to like store data in your local system, at that time we can use the local storage. And like for sessions, if like in the you can store in the sessions, like if a user login and if he closed the browser, at that time we can use, if the session is closed, then the data will remove, but in the local storage it will be remain. Yeah.
Okay. What is the immutability concept in JavaScript?
Immutability
Concept.
So immutability, like if you don't want to like update any data, that means like the object cannot change its value. That is the concept of immutability. If you like if you want to make a object that you don't want to make any changes in that object, at that time we can use this concept. Like also other method like object.freeze. By using this, we can make our object immutable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell me what is strict mode in JavaScript? Strict mode, yeah.
Strict mode.
Yeah.
Basically, if you want like it is like you want to make the user can use the JavaScript or some rules, and if you want to make it strictly followed, so you can use the JavaScript strict mode at that time. You can add in a string, use the strict on the beginning of the JavaScript file. It help to, if you want to catch the error at that time, you can use the strict mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know what are web workers in JavaScript?
What are
Web workers.
web workers?
Yeah.
So web workers are they are basically used to run background tasks. They are basically used for the main work. It will allow they are used to run background tasks basically.
So have you ever used?
No, I didn't use, but I know the concept that
Correct.
I never use.
Okay. What are weak maps and weak sets?
That's it. No, I didn't use earlier the
Okay.
big set and big map.
Okay. So if I'll ask you to write polyfills of map, can you write? How can you write?
Yeah, I can write.
Yeah. Can you tell me how to write? Can you write?
What to write means?
Polyfills for map function.
Okay, so I have to write in a compiler I have to write.
Yeah, you can write. Yeah.
Okay, so I will share my screen. Okay.
Yeah.
But I have to share my screen. Share my entire screen. Share. JS compiler. So is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, here it is.
Okay. Okay. Let's set some. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. So trying to do it number. Okay. So can you tell me difference between class component and functional component?
So like basically like if the main difference is like it is easier to write the code in the functional component rather than the class component function. So here like you can achieve the lifecycle method using the hooks like use effect. You can achieve the whole lifecycle method. Earlier you were not able to access the you were not able to achieve that lifecycle method, but after the coming of hooks you can achieve the lifecycle method here. So they
Okay.
are main difference between the class component and the functional based component.
Okay. So can you update stat in the use effect?
Sorry,
Can you update stat in use effect?
like I could not get clearly.
So is it possible to update stat inside use effect?
Okay, you want to state like I have to update the state in the
Use effect, yeah.
yeah we can using the one of the method that is set method, using the setter method.
What are the consequences of setting like updating state in use effect?
Consequence like if maybe if consequence like I can say like it can cause the re-rendering
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, that's re-rendering problem it can cause.
Yeah. Okay, correct. Uh, so what are synthetic events in React?
So the synthetic event uh, synthetic events are which basically used like if you want to trigger an action using, you can use like the synthetic events like synthetic event like clearly not able to recall. Currently I could not able to recall.
It's a wrapper. It's a wrapper object around a native browser events.
Currently I could not recall it.
Yeah, it's okay. Uh, how do you prevent re-render in React?
So preventing re-rendering, like I can use the use callback, basically re-rendering. Like I can memorize component like a function, so I can if a parent, there are two components. One is parent and another one is the child. And in one component, I have declared a function in the parent. And if I re-render and that function I have like passed in the child component. So if I wrap up that function, I write that function using this callback. So it will not re-render again if the parent component render, by which I can prevent the re-rendering.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you handle forms in React?
Props.
Forms.
Forms.
Yeah.
PR. Forms. Like how to handle forms. Because I didn't use any library like forms.
Form. F-O-R-M.
Okay, the form.
Yes.
So like form, how to handle like form. Like we have to create like basically it gives like we can handle it using manually form.
Okay.
But I have not used the library like form. I have handle using manually.
Okay. How does error boundaries work? Can it catch all errors?
So the error boundary actually, the error boundary are basically used to catch the catch. Like if you want to handle the error, at that time we can use the error boundaries.
Okay.
So I know only the concept, but didn't use the error boundaries.
Okay. Can you tell me what are the concept?
So the error boundaries are actually like basically it used to like I want to like catch the error in the child component. At that time we use that error boundary.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically we can use only in the class based component. I mainly use the functional based component.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
So how does React.lazy and suspense work?
So like basically if you want to optimize your applications, at that time we use the React lazy loading function. Like if there is thousands of the content that we want to iterate on our UI, so we use the lazy concept here. So like if you have to wrap up that component in the suspense, so it will only be triggered after when you like if you made a function like that like like you have to only the wrap up the component in the suspense. So it will only load at the time of like it will only render the component when it needed actually.
Okay.
Like it will only load the content when it needed. This 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 can be achieved using lazy loading.
Okay.
So the lazy actually which not import the component, like it will only import the component when it is needed. And suspense is like it is, I can say we have to wrap up that component in it. Like Yeah.
Okay. So can you do you know have you ever used immutable.js in React?
Mutable.js.
Immutable.js.
No, I didn't use.
Okay. Okay. So what are the best way to optimize images in React application?
Images.
Yeah.
I want to optimize image. Like, how can I optimize? Like, I can use the image format, like JPG as the smaller size, and it also compresses some files. At that time, I can use that format.
Okay.
And also, I've told the lazy loading. Here, we can also optimize. Using this, we can also optimize the image lazy loading.
How can you lazy load an image?
Like, I have to pass attribute in it, like loading equal to in string lazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are the different ways to persist data in React?
Process data.
What are the different ways to persist user data in React?
Persist user data. Like what? How can persist to like we want to like store data using the local storage.
Okay.
Yeah. By which we can like other than
What
I
is the
told that
what is
system storage.
what
Yeah.
is the limit of local storage? Up to how much data you can store in local storage?
Approx 5 MB
Yeah.
in the local store.
Yeah, not more than 5 MB then.
No, almost 5.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So have you ever used IndexedDB?
No, I didn't use.
Okay. Okay. How do you handle session timeouts in React?
So for the handling of session timeout, like to handle session for the handling, mainly I use the method like setTimeout
Okay.
function. Yeah, here I can pass the timer, set a timer here in the set a timeout function.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is higher order component in React?
So actually the high order component are basically used that it actually enhance the other component basically. Like if you want to add something like you in other component you want to add some new logic, like you want to enhance that object another component, they are the high order component.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is Redux toolkit?
So basically Redux toolkit is basically used for the state management, global state management. These are basically used for that.
Okay. How do you securely store API keys in React?
Sorry.
How do you securely store API keys in React?
For the storing API key, securely how I have secure keys. Like I have env files, I have stored that key.
Okay. So, what is the main purpose of env file?
So basically, like you want to secure the keys, like to for the storage, like sensitive data is you told that to store the key. For that we use that env files.
Okay.
For the security, yeah.
Okay. How can you fix course error from front-end side? From
In front end side,
yeah.
to in course errors, like we can like we can set we can like set the headers allow origin.
Okay. Have you ever used proxy?
No, I didn't use.
Okay. And any course proxy?
No.
Okay. Okay, fine. I'm almost done.